Hello, and today I'm going to take you through step by step the 12 volt puck light wiring and installation, and also to have that extra ambience in your van, the LED downlights. Also, your roof can look as good as this in your van conversion. Remember to hit subscribe if you like what you see, and thanks for watching. First thing I've done is just measure out where I want the holes of the puck lights and the LEDs. So mine were equally a third from either end, and I actually brought them out a little bit from the middle just to light up the space a bit more. So I initially had them a bit closer in, but I pushed them out. So yeah, literally just a case of measure up, use the hole punch, and then literally just drill with a pilot hole through where I knew they were going to be, and then got the hole saw out and just bit through everything. Made short work of it really for each puck light. Just sanded it down and made sure that the hole was a good size for receiving the puck light. Now I used a 64mm bit. You can definitely get away with 58 or a bit higher, but it's just going to be a bit snugger. But I found that it worked for me, the 64, so that's what I used for all 6 holes. Obviously the little springs that come on the puck lights are super easy to insert. Now because my roof's quite thick, the problem you'll see here is I've got a bit of an air gap from behind the light and actually where the light sits, so I'm going to have to get some kind of black shrouding, and it'll be quite easy I think just to stick it on the back of the light round the circular sort of bit, and you won't see through the roof, but you can't see it anyway when the light's on because they're so bright, they blind you, so you can't see it anyway. But yeah, so literally just a case of rinse repeat for the next all the lights, and then you've just got six holes in the roof. Yeah, and it takes the lights real simple. Right, so here I'm just going to do the LED light channels. I was going to use my circular saw, which I thought was a terrible idea. So essentially I just got the angle grinder out, clearly metal blade on it, so much better thing to trim it down. It's only made of aluminium, so this thing bit through the aluminium channel with ease, and then really all I had to do after that was just drill and tap holes along the length of it to secure it to the side of the panel. Obviously I had to use bare maths to work out where to put the middle bit of wood and then the spacing all the way out, and I just was super diligent with the tape measure to make sure, every now and again to adjust by 1 or 2 mil of the thickness, just to make sure that the last bit of wood that you can see there nearest me is actually pretty much dead parallel to the edge of the wood, because all the wood's got different grain, it's all slightly curved. Even the ply probably wasn't even cut square by the shop, but it worked out well in the end. So just drill through like I'm going to do here, just drill through them all and then just tap and screw in. Right, so it's got to the point where I've got to put the LEDs in now. So I've got this LED light strip, so I'm just going to wire it up now and just make sure that it works off the 12 volt, which it absolutely should. And then I'm just going to run a test loom with some of this wire, because I think I've worked out how the switches work, but I just want to be sure, so I'm just going to wire it all up now up here so I don't have to rip it all out again when I've done it. So these end connectors you can see me messing around with here are probably the worst thing that I've put in a van so far. So not least it takes a bit of getting used to get them on, and then you've got to crimp or sort of remove the wire off the end of the wire. I've got my hand there, and then put it in the connector and then crimp it down, but the crimp is like absolutely terrible. So I was going to solder it on, but I've basically come to a kind of happy ground with a bit of electrical tape and etc, and it does work fine. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to leave it for now. If it gives me issues in the future after a bit of driving, bit of vibration, then I'll come back and solder it on properly. But that connector you see me crimping there, that's absolutely terrible. You need to find a better way of securing it basically, because it's just awful. So you can just watch me struggle with that for a bit, and then I'm just going to put all the connectors in. Right, so it's time just to lay the LED in. So you can see I've got the weird sort of cable connector on the end. I'll just put that to the end where I'm going to wire it up. And then you literally just run the length of it, snip it on the lines. It's got lines along the LED length, so you know where to cut. and then you literally just stick it on. It's super easy. Stick it on and it looks really good. Right, here's the most sketchiest sort of hookup ever. It will probably cut out because it keeps coming unstuck, but that's the LED light strip, fully working, and it looks absolutely gleaming. Certainly will when I get to put it in and put a dimmer switch on it. The only problem I've got is these end connections here. These are terrible. I'll just turn it off. These here are, oh god, negligent discharge. These here are the worst connectors ever, even if you crimp them, so I'm probably just going to solder mine on, but that'll be another fight. But other than that looks pretty good. That's on, that's off. Diffuser doing a great job, you can't even tell there are LEDs in there. Okay, here's just a quick instructional video on how to wire up these puck lights that you get for camper vans. Okay, really simple. On the back, 2 wires. The negative one is marked with this sort of dashed appearance on it, and the positive is just normal white, which is fine. I've just gone and stripped the wire ends off. Now I'm using these Wagyu connectors, which are really good, little 2-way ones, little 3-way ones, and they just allow you to clip them in super easy. So in my van I've got 1 wire that runs through all of the lights, and to connect these in parallel, which is what you want to do, not in series, this is what you want to do. So if you can imagine you've got a whole length of wire, and then the first light's going to be basically connected using the 2-way connectors, because it's the end of the wire, and all you want to do literally is put the positive wire, which is the red one, in one of these connectors. Snap that down. Make sure you get the positive wire on the puck light, put that in, snap that down, nice and simple. And then it's just the same for the negative wire. Again, super simple with these Wagyu connectors. Okay, and that's the first light sort of wired up, super quick and easy. Now, usually in a camper van, the wire will be continuous like that, and then this will just go off to the next one. So what you want to do is cut that wire, okay, where you want the next light. So you've got obviously 2 lots of cables, and then you want to use the 3-way connector for every other light thereafter. So for example, if we take the positive wires now, put the positive 1 wire in there, the other positive wire in there, so that's basically just connected them again. Take the positive wire from your puck light, put him in, snap that down, and then it's time to connect all the negative wires. So negative wire in there, the other negative wire, I've cut the wires really short so it's actually quite difficult to get in. Yeah, that one in there, snap that one shut, and then the last negative, making sure it is the negative on the light, put that in. Nice and simple. So that's those 2 wires connected. Now technically this one here is in series because it's obviously at the end, but in any circuit there's going to be one that's like that, and then all the rest are in parallel, so it's not really a problem. And then if I just bring you over here, I've got the wire there, which is obviously just going to get connected to this battery right here. So hopefully they should both light on nice and steady. So let's have a quick little look. Yeah, nice and easy, no issues. So all I'm going to do is just repeat this in my van, and then add another 4 lights, and then the end of the wire here, which I've just obviously just ripped out to attach to the battery, that is literally what will just go to the bus bar. So that will go to the positive and the negative terminal on the bus bar, and then that's the lighting circuit complete. You know, no messing around, it's super simple, and anyone can do it, so just give it a go. Right, so when running my cable, I basically put the first bit down the back of the pillar, and then spooled a load up, make sure it would reach where the batteries are going to go, and then obviously using my tape measure I measured out where the lights are going roughly, and then just sort of followed the cable all the way around and just bunching it up where I knew the lights were going to be, so I'd have a bit of access to poke through the roof, because the battens are not in a perfect place, but they were close enough. So just zip tie them to the side, because I'm going to screw into this wood later on, so I didn't want to go through a cable. And the green tape you can see there is just so I know where the wood is, so that when the roof's up I can screw into it. And then literally just running that's me running the cable there for the LED, all on separate circuits, so I can control them separately, which is great. Right, time to do the in detail install of the puck lights. Cut the wire, so it's 2 separate strands, and then I'm going to strip both wires off. Not got too much wire to work with here, but and this tool is not the best because the wire thickness is right on the limit, so basically just mashes the end of the cable. Getting on, get rid of that. Should be nice and simple. Yeah, and then strip these 2 ends off. There we go. Got one of these little 3-way Wagyu connectors. They're honestly the best thing that I've bought so far for the van. So quite literally, red goes in one, clamp it down, red goes in the other one, clamp that down, and then I do the same for the 2 blue terminals. Just give them a little twist off, just so they're a bit neater. I'm going to just cut this one off a little bit of the length, because it's probably a bit too long to fit in, so it might contact outside, and then we'll get short, and then nothing will work. Right, so with these 2, simply in each one of these terminals, in they go, nice and far, clamp them down. Okay, so that's them all connected back together. And then the last piece of this puzzle is to connect the light. Got 2 wires here, you can see. I'm going to snip these down in length, just because they're a bit long. Give them a little bit of a twist off, like so. And then the negative wire is this one with the negative marking on it, just big line on it. That goes in the blue, simple as that, clamped on. And then the other one goes in the, I'll put that on the wrong one actually. Sorry, the negative wire goes in the blue, and then the other wire goes in the live, the red. And then that's literally it. Tuck that away up there, get rid of all that cable, and then hopefully light on. And that's it, wired up, good to go. Okay, so here's me just repeating that process for the other sort of 6 lights. You can see I'll just cut the wire in half, crimp the ends basically, and then just attach the little Wagyu connector, and then the light slots right in. So the one I'm doing there is the end one, so it's only 1 wire. Yeah, it's just literally rinse repeat for the 6 lights, and then your lights are installed, and then it's time to test the thing. Okay, that's the roof done. I haven't put the vent on yet, but I've got the sketchiest electrical setup here. I've just connected everything together just to make sure that it is working. Obviously I've tested it off camera, but he says confidently, and that's what it looks like with the lights on. 2 LED channels either side. It's looking really good. Thanks again for watching. You know, it looks great at night, so if you like what you see and you want to see the rest of the build, drop a like and a subscribe, and I'll really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.